Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Alright, so before I get into the budgeting, I just wanted to have a little chit chat with you because I know it's been a while since I've done a video or an update on our budget. And the reason for that is because over the past month, I was feeling really not very motivated to do budget updates because it was always the same thing time after time. And I didn't feel like I really had anything of interest to offer anyone. And a large part of that is because we were in a bit of a transition period. So my husband started his new job a couple months ago, but he was going through this extended period where he wasn't able to sell or earn his own commissions. So that actually kicked in last month. So things will be different and a little bit more interesting as far as our budget goes in regards to income now that he's able to earn his own commissions. So at the beginning of his earnings, it's going to be a little bit slow because he is new to the process. He doesn't have clients and things like that. He doesn't have a customer base. So that'll come with time and experience. But in the meantime, I just thought, let me get a whole entire month of him earning, and then I'll be able to explain a little bit more what that means for our overall household budget. So yeah, I'm not really in the middle of paying off any major debts. You guys know that our last debt besides our mortgage is my student loan, and I already paid off 50% of what I owed. So I haven't really been making any major moves with that lately, although I do need to. And we are working on, doing some things around the house still because our plan, our goal is to hopefully sell our house sometime this summer, and we'll be moving. And we're not moving far or anything like that. We're just going to get a different style house, perhaps. But you know what happens when you make plans. Sometimes making plans actually invites those plans not to actually happen. So I'm not really focusing or talking too much about that right now. But I wanted to check in with you guys and have a little face-to-face discussion because I didn't want you to think I was giving up on my channel or anything like that. I'm still interested in, budgeting. I have to budget, because I have to pay my bills every month and we have to work our budget whether I do videos or not. But I still want to share that journey and that process with you guys. And hopefully, my videos will become a little bit more interesting as time goes on, things like that. So I just wanted to check in, and now let's get right into, I think what I'm going to be doing is a recap for March. Okay guys, so I am back at the desk. It's the next day and I am just about to go over some numbers and recap and forecast with you. I thought that would be the best thing to do that in one video. So I just have a plain little notebook here that was in my stash, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be good for taking some notes and just going over some numbers and writing out some information so I can get organized and know what happened last month, and then also share that with you. So I had two paydays, which were the 12th and the 26th. So I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to start over. Yes, okay. So March 12th was my payday, and then March 15th was my husband's payday. And then March 26th was my second payday of the month. And then March 31st was his second payday of the month. So his paydays are going to come in kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's a very unique calendaring system, how they get paid. But mine is always every other week. So I get paid typically twice a month. But if it's a month where there's like a third Friday, I think once or twice a year that happens, I will get a third paycheck during the month. But that's not this past month. So March 12th, I cleared 15 and change. So that is typical for me, and I don't see that going up or down in the near future in any way. So on March 15th, he got paid $727 and change. Now I'm going to explain that to you. And then we each had a repeat later on in the month of the same amounts. Now April's going to be quite different for us because he started making commissions on his own this month, but anything that he made in March, he gets then paid in the first week of April. So it's really a lot for me to get used to as far as budgeting goes, which is kind of why I thought it was important to take March and just, you know, take a little bit of a break or a breather just to get myself organized and my thoughts organized on how money was going to be coming in for us and actually going out too with this new pay schedule. In fact, I think I'm going to do the April recap separately because I don't want this to be super long, but I wanted to make sure that you guys saw everything so you get the whole picture instead of just little pieces of it, because this is going to be completely different from April, and I'll explain everything why. So this is all the income we had coming in, and then I also am going to put down nephew rent because he did start paying us that again. And again, this is a recap, you guys. So this money already went towards April's bills. So we pay our bills a month in advance. And the way we were able to achieve that and keep that momentum going was we used our first stimulus checks in 2020 to get a month ahead. So we really contemplated what the best way to use that money was. And for so long, I've been wanting to pay our bills a month ahead. And we just took that opportunity and we have been going with that momentum ever since. So that's really worked out well for us. And that's how we're still paying our bills. So I'm going to actually add this all up so you guys can see the total, and then you're going to see how different it is for April, which I'm really excited about because it's been a long time coming. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that my husband lost his job and he is going to be officially retired. He did have the option to take an early retirement, so he'll be officially retired as of this June on his 50th birthday. So he couldn't do it before then. He had to be 50 years old. And that's not Social Security, that's just private pension, and it is going to be at a reduced rate for life. But when we compare that to him moving away and us paying a mortgage in our state and him paying for like an apartment and all the expenses out of state, we decided that it was the best route for us to go. So 1515 plus, hope you can see that, 727 plus 1515 plus 727 plus 350 is 4834. So I'm going to write that here. Now, we did not receive our stimulus in March. We got that on April 1st. So I'm counting that as part of April's incoming money. Okay, so that's our total that we brought in to the home. All right, now our bills are $27.50. And that can change a few dollars here and there, but I like to use that number because it's pretty consistent. And so I just kind of leave it there. $27.50 or $28.50? You know what? Now I don't know. And that's not good. Let me see. You know what? I think it's $28.50. See, it's been so long since I've done a video, I can't even remember. So let's take $48.34 minus $28.50. So that left us $1,984. So I'm going to write remaining. Now, we've had a lot of expenses last month. If you guys, again, have been watching my video for a while, you know that I had COVID in November and I had long haul syndrome. So I had so many tests and procedures and I had to pay my portion of it. So my insurance is basically 80-20 after deductibles are met for hospital, after deductibles are met for doctors, and actually I had a doctor out of network. So much of our money went to, you know, cover those bills because I don't want to get behind in medical bills because they will destroy your credit if you do, just as fast as late paying on a credit card. So that was important to me. And also, we needed to really fund a lot more money into our basement. So we're at the finish line with that. I think we need about 3 more weeks because my husband is really working on this part-time, like after work and like, you know, on his days off and stuff like that. So that's why it's been taking so long. But still, we saved so much money on labor. It's ridiculous. So I'm really happy, even if it took a lot longer, that we went this route and he was able to do that and able and willing. So that was the remaining money that we had. Now, since I didn't do a budget with me video, I don't have all the allocations, but I will be able to show you more in depth in April. So April's going to be totally different. And the reason is this $727, it's actually probably, let's see, $727 plus 28%. So it's probably around $930, and then $727 is after taxes. So it's so nice too for him to be earning money and me to be earning money that is already taxed after all the Grubhub I did last year. I just don't want to face that situation again. But this is his base pay every 2 weeks. Now what happens is, as he makes sales, because his job is now based on sales and commission, what they will do is they'll take a grand total of all his commissions for the month, and then they'll deduct this. They'll deduct these. So he doesn't get paid twice. He doesn't get base plus commission. Technically he does, but if he makes more than these added together, they deduct that from his commission check. So I know that's kind of hard maybe to wrap some people's minds around, because I didn't really understand that, because I've never been in sales. I've never had a job where my income was based on commissions, but that's the way it works. And it worked out for his first month in March. Obviously this didn't happen because he was still, March is the first month he was on his own. So these paychecks, he hadn't gotten commission yet. So the first time that this will be different is for April, and I'll go over that with you. So he gets paid the first week of April, his commission check, and it was for what he did in March. So he got all his commission, and then they subtracted these, and then he got what was left over. So that's how it's going to be every month. His commission check is going to come the first week of the month after his sales. So I'll be explaining that more in depth, but I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of an informational teaser, because it was really hard for me to figure out how exactly this works. Now, there's also some bonuses to their sales and, you know, how things are done, and those could come in different checks, in different amounts, but that's kind of like the base to his pay. Now, if there's any types of bonuses and stuff, I'll talk to you guys about that and let you know, because they are paid out separately. But our budget is going to take a turn for a little bit of the confusing, and it's also going to take a turn for more interesting, because before everything was like, oh, okay, should I really do a video, because it's going to be the same exact thing, and you guys are probably getting so sick of seeing, you know, my amount and this bill, and I just felt really, I guess that's why I felt a little bit unmotivated to share these videos. But now that things are going to be kind of up and down, you know, depending on what kind of month he's had, you know, and what our expenses are, I think that the whole thing in its entirety is just going to be a lot more interesting. So that's all I wanted to report for March. Stay tuned, because I'm going to jump right into April and probably upload that tomorrow. So if you're interested in seeing what our new kind of income situation is going to be looking like, just like I said, stay tuned for that. And I appreciate all your patience and your messages while I was gone for a month. I hope you guys are all doing well, and yeah, so I look forward to getting into some more interesting content very soon, and hopefully you guys will be there for my next video. Take care.